Hi, I'm Mandy and today I'm cooking tuna patties from the Food Bank meal packs. Here's another really great, easy, versatile meal that you can have at night. You can have it for lunch. You could take it for lunches the next day, for school or for work. It's really easy to put together and so tasty. We're going to start today by peeling some potatoes because we're going to just mash them up to add them to the tuna patties. So it's a simple peel. When we're chopping and peeling potatoes, when we're peeling potatoes, really easy. We want all the peel off. But when we're chopping them for a mash, what we want to do is try and get all the potatoes an even size because that means that they'll cook evenly. So generally I was, really looking at chopping a potato this size into 4. A mash for that should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Pop them into a saucepan. We want to cover them with water and add a tiny bit of salt if you've got it on hand. And simmer them away till they're soft, till you pierce them with a butter knife and they're really soft. That's what we're looking for. They're very much cooked. We want them pre-cooked for this dish. Once our mashed potatoes are cooked, we can add them to a bowl, and in that we're going to add a can of tuna. We're going to drain off the tuna. Once you've opened and drained your can of tuna, you'll see mostly it's going to be in big chunks, and what we want to do is be able to make it go evenly through the patty. So if we take a fork and just work our way through, be really careful if you've still got the lid on. We don't want you to cut yourself. It's probably better if you can to drain this into a bowl and do it that way. So that's nice and flaky now, which is what we need for the patties. We've also drained a can of corn, kernels, which will be beautiful in this dish. And also in this dish is going to be a chopped onion. So let's chop that up now. Again, when I chop an onion, I always cut it in half, peel it off, and I keep the root intact. It makes the onion stay together while you're trying to chop it. It's safer for your fingers, but remember when you're chopping to always curl those fingers under. Just take that little end off. And again, curling our fingers so I know that the knife will hit my knuckle, not my fingertips. Once my potatoes are cooked, what I'm going to do is give them a bit of a mash with a fork. You can mash them up as roughly or as smoothly as you like. And into a bowl will go my mashed potato, my chopped onion, my corn, and my tuna. A little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning if you like also. So in my bowl here, I've got tuna, I've got corn, I've got the potato, and I've got the onion, a little bit of salt and pepper. I also added about a tablespoon of flour just to help keep that together. We're also going to add an egg to that mix because what that will do is bind everything together. Now, the easiest way to break an egg is to use a surface to chop it into the middle. So you can either use your bench, you can use a bowl, or you can use the back of a knife. It really depends on what you're most comfortable with. Let's have a go today at using the bowl. So we just give it one nice clean crack and then break that open. I'd give that a little bit of a whisk before you add it to your mixture. But as I said, that will help bind everything together. And once we've done that, we're ready to form our patties. So we're ready to form our patties now. Just make sure you give your hands a really nice good wash before you do this. And essentially we're just going to grab, I'd say just over the size of a golf ball, maybe a small tennis ball. Let's go with a golf ball, just over the size of a golf ball. Grab the mix, give it a little roll in your hands, and while you're giving it a roll, you're forming the patty. Squash it down once you're happy that it's all together. Then go around, straightening it all up. Doesn't matter. This isn't about being perfect. This is about enjoying a great dish. And all we need to do now, because it's quite a wet mixture, we don't need to flour and egg dip it again and then crumb. We can put it straight into breadcrumbs and they'll stick beautifully. Let's do one more. But it's very simple, you know, it's very easy to shape them in whatever shape you would like. So our patties are all formed now and they're ready to cook. You know, if you've got time, pop them in the fridge for a little while and let them really set, but it is okay if you don't, you can cook them straight away. I've got a fry pan, I've got it on a low to medium heat, and it's heated up now, so I'm about to add a little bit of oil. When we're heating up our oil, it's really important to get the right temperature. We don't want it too hot because all that's going to happen is you'll burn the outside of your tuna patties. But we also don't want it too cold because all that will happen then is the patty will absorb all that oil and they'll just go mushy. So it's you know, just the right temperature. The best way for you to tell is to, you know, pick off a little piece of your patty and pop that into the frying pan, into the oil. Just drop it in. If it's starting to sizzle, you know that your oil is exactly the right temperature. Our oil has now heated through, and again, we don't want this oil to be super hot because all that will happen then is the outside of your patty will get brown really quickly and get crispy, but the inside will still be a bit cool and cold. Even though the mixture's already cooked, we still want to heat it all the way through. So I've got a plate here with a little bit of paper towel, and what I'm going to do is once my patties are cooked, I'm going to pop them on the paper towel for a little while just to drain off that excess oil that we don't really want to eat. Looking at these patties, they look like they're really done to me. You know, I'm looking for a nice golden to deep brown all over the patty so that I know that they've been evenly cooked. And they're looking like that. You know, if your pan isn't even or it's a bit dry, just keep moving them around. It's okay. You don't have to have incredible equipment to make this work, you know, and if you've only got a really small fry pan, just cook 2 at a time and leave the others on the side. They'll be absolutely fine. Or pop them in the oven if you want to keep them warm. We're certainly ready to go now, so I'm going to turn off the fry pan, remove them from the heat and let them drain to get them ready to serve. You know, I think for a one-person serve, you could certainly use 2 or 1.5 or 1. It depends on how hungry you are, but I'd say the average one-person serve is going to be 2 of these patties. What you can serve them with, again, it's endless. You know, today we've got 2 options. We're serving them with a salad, whatever greens you've got in your fridge, any tomatoes, you know, some celery, some cucumber, some capsicum, anything you've got around, you can serve as a salad option, or alternatively you can serve it with veg, and any veg, it doesn't matter.
This has been a Cabana
production.